boxing world, I'm winning. I'm tired. My hands are gripping my knees. I'm tired. He had on loafers. He worked me out. My hands feel like noodles. This week with Mouse Jones, I got the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson with Mouse Jones. So I'm sitting with the GOAT, the greatest of all time. How do you even get that nickname? And you're still living, and you're still fighting, you're still active, and they acknowledge it.
I think when the community gave me that title, GOAT, I think it was because of my well-roundedness in my game in mixed martial arts and my consecutive title defenses in the UFC. And I just let them remember that, right? You know, some people might say, you know, obviously that term is subjective to whatever the person's feeling like, right? Like some people might say, oh, you know, Kanye West is the GOAT. No, Nas is the GOAT. No, Jim Lars is the GOAT. It's all based on that person's.
But I don't hear that about you. I hear you, when they say you're the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
If you say that and you're talking mixed martial arts, I've done it. I've tried it. I've said it. I said I'm interviewing the GOAT.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, Mighty Mouse. Oh, DJ.
Yeah.
How did, like, it's you.
Yeah.
It's you. But like I said, you're still fighting.
Yeah.
You're still competing.
Still competing.
So how do you keep that from seeping in and like believing your own hype?
Just staying humble. You know what I mean? Staying humble, training with a great team, keeping a small circle around you. That way nobody's feeding into, you know, putting stuff in your brain or whatnot. And honestly, just staying grounded, man. You know, I have 3 children. I want to be good representation for them. I'm married, so like you said, you need to find someone who's going to keep you on a straight line and structure, right?
Yeah. Listen, lucky you.
we go find something for you. Don't you worry, dog.
Way to rub it in. You are happy. No, I think it's so funny, right? When like we get around men of a certain age or a certain status, the conversation changes, right? Like, so I'm pretty sure like you around your friends, almost like just even us right now, right? The conversation could have been about anything.
Yep.
The fact that we naturally just talked about home life.
Yep.
How important is home life to you and your success?
Home life's everything, right? If things at home aren't okay, then when you go to work, whether, you know, you're filming, you're CEO of, you know, a big tech company, whatever it is, if at home ain't good, then it's gonna trickle into your everyday job, right? So for me, I wanna be the best husband, I wanna be the best father. I always try to help the wife, like, hey, what can I do? I come home and I ask her, how was your day, right? Even though I've always been at the gym all day, how was your day? Is there anything I can do for you? Is there anything I can get you? So at life home, home and life needs to be important. It's very important.
Does your wife, like, where does the influence, or not influence, where does her say stops, right? Like, is there a spot where you're like, all right, inside the gym, outside the gym in the car is where I got to leave this so I can, or she gets to put input and feedback in everything?
Oh, all the time. I mean, it's a partnership, right? She's team. When I'm in training camp, she's in training camp, right? Because she's cooking the meals. You know, I come home and console her, like, about how the day was, right? Like, if I had a horrible sparring session, she goes, remember, you just got to be good for one night, for 25 minutes. One night, that's it, right? Because you're going to have your ups and downs in the training camp, but as long as you shine in that one night, then you're good, right? So a lot of feedback. And I always try to be a good ear to listen to that because she's the closest person to me. She's, you know, my best friend. So if I go home, I'm just shutting that shit down. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. You keep washing dishes and all that stuff. I wash dishes. I'm like, you keep making the goddamn movie just fine. But
washing dishes is like surprisingly therapeutic.
I
have a dishwasher. I hate using my dishwasher.
Same.
Like I there's something about the act of grabbing the plate,
washing it.
It's super therapeutic.
Putting it there, drying it off, putting it away.
I don't think people get that.
Yeah.
And you know, far be it from me to try and get men to understand their roles, but don't touch the dishes. I want to do it.
Yeah, that's what I tell her. I was like, get your ass away from the dishes of mine. And it's showing, it's kind of like my love language, right? When I'm like, hey, let me...
Active service.
Active service. Like, you cooked all day in the damn kitchen. The least I can do is get off my ass and wash these dishes. So I pride myself on that. But yeah, at home life is very important, man. You got to make sure at home is locked down. If at home's locked down, then when you go to the gym or whatever it is you do, you know everything else is going to be smooth.
Nice. All right, let's go a little deeper. The first time you were punched in the face, what went through your mind?
You talking about the streets or you talking about fighting?
I'm talking about the first time. The first time, because I feel like the first time anything happens, it's super important, right?
Yep.
It's like it does something.
Yeah.
There's a rush. There's an immediate reaction. The first time you were punched in the face, what did it do?
I fought back. I said, what the fuck? Well, I was fighting somebody over, because I said WWE was real, and he said it was fake.
Well, they're an idiot.
Yeah,
He's an idiot.
So I was like, all right, we're gonna find out. We're gonna fight right after school down the street. Went down there and he punched me, and I was like, what's on? And we started fighting, and then it's just I don't like something I'm proud of, but yeah, it was a fight.
And you were always smaller than other kids?
Me and him are the same size. We're in elementary, so.
Okay. Okay, now if we fast forward to the first time you step into the ring, or at least the training, to start beginning and saying, this is what I want to do. Did that rush or anything from that day follow through?
No, it didn't. I was flinching a lot, like more timid, you can say. And then eventually over time, seeing the punches come at me, getting hit in the face, the nose, the eyes, you kind of become accustomed to it. Your body gets used to how to deal with the pain and dole it out. And now it's like second nature. It's like driving a stick. Once you learn how to drive a stick, you jump in the car. It's like, you're going, right?
Muscle memory.
Muscle memory, yeah. So I guess you can call it. It's like muscle memory. Your eyes are trained to see the objects come at me.
What's your favorite thing about fighting?
I think my favorite thing about fighting is just getting ready for it, the preparation, right? The preparation, going on a diet, training for 8 to 10 weeks, and going out there trying to win, to be honest with you. Like, I hate that it takes me away from my family, but I love the life it gives me to provide to my family. Here, just throw a jab. Let me see what you're good. 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Good. 6. 5. Body shot. Body shot. 2. Good. Okay. I see what you work with, babe. I see what you work with.
Something.
Okay, a little something. I like what you got there. Okay.
Growing up in Seattle, right?
Yep. Growing up in
Seattle.
Seattle.
How did you become a fighter in Seattle? Seattle is one of the nicest places I've ever been.
I mean, I'm an athlete, so I've wrestled my whole life, and then after I got done with that, it was something I wanted. I just fell into it, I can say, right? I fell into it. 1, 2, 3. Move. Oh, see, you got to move out of the way. You got to move out of the way. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna walk forward and get out of the way. 1, 1, 2. 2. There you go.
So you transitioned from amateur wrestling.
Yep.
You transitioned from that into combat fighting.
Yep.
What was that? Like, what was the thing that said, all right, well, I'm really good at wrestling.
Yep.
I could go do this.
I think the biggest thing when I was in high school, I'd done football, track, cross country.
What position you played in football?
Running back and DB.
Okay. I can see that.
So, but I was small. So running back was mostly, they put me in DB for fun. But like, I'm gonna get this if you can't intercept that ball. So
any interceptions?
No. So when I did that and when I started wrestling, I was like, okay, this was up. Like, it's a one-on-one, same size. The team could lose, but if I win my match, I won, right? And I always hated being punished for other people's ignorance, right? What I mean by that is like, in where I come from, there's a huge drug problem with marijuana, right? This is before marijuana was legal, right? And the kids would be in the bathroom getting high and smoking, and here I am on the field ready to start practice. They come to practice high, and the coach is like, all right, we're running. What the fuck are you running for? Because they were up there smoking weed, and I was like, what that got to do with me?
Right.
I didn't do anything like that. I'm here, I showed up, I booted and suited, ready to play, coach. Get your ass on the line, run them gases. You guys are a team. If they fuck up, you fuck up. I was like, not anymore. I'm out. Deuces.
Now that's funny because in your marriage and relationship, you're a super team player.
Yep.
But back then, not so much.
But my wife ain't in the back, fucking up,
right.
while my sons are trying to, do something to achieve, right? There's a time and place for that.
Got you.
There's a time and place for that, right? Hey guys, y'all want to get high? It's perfect. Do it on Saturday and Sunday. The fucking off days. But here we have a set time where we're gonna train. You know, from 2:45 to 5 o'clock is training time. After that, you can do what the fuck you want because I'm not involved with it, right?
Right.
So that's where it kind of pushed me away from the team aspect sports to just like mixed martial arts. But mixed martial arts is a team sport. But I'm going out there and competing by myself, right? And I think wrestling kind of led me into that because wrestling's the same way. You train as a team, but if homeboy's in the bathroom getting high, he's gonna get in trouble for that because I can still practice without him.
Right.
Football, you can't practice. The fucking quarterback's in the back, you know, taking a rip. You can't. He's like, "Where's the quarterback?" I was like, "He's in the bathroom, coach. He's been there for 20 minutes. What the fuck you want me to do?" So
you better learn those plays.
Yeah, I better learn those plays. So that's what kind of transferred me into wrestling, and wrestling led me into mixed martial arts.
Okay. What was the biggest culture shock from wrestling to mixed martial arts?
Nothing really, because you know in wrestling it's about cutting weight, mental, grinding.
Right.
And same thing with mixed martial arts. You're cutting weight. It's a mental capacity, and it's also a grind. Grinding in the gym all day, every day. Same thing with football and track and all that stuff. You're grinding the field, running that 1600, whatever your race is. Try to perfect your stride. So if anything, it was the best sport to come from to go into mixed martial arts because you have to cut the weight.
I want to talk about that specific transition period, right?
Yep.
Because I feel like that's super important to like the GOAT, becoming the GOAT, right? What was going on in your life at the time you were transitioning from wrestling into mixed martial arts? Like, so like where were you living? What was going on in your life?
Yeah, I was still in Seattle. So yeah, that's perfect. So I was still, I don't live in Seattle. I tell everybody Seattle, but it's actually Tacoma area, Tacoma, Parkland. Okay. And I remember transitioning. I was trying to find a job, work anywhere because there's no money in it, right? Just got out of high school. I was working at Red Lobster, Journeys, Taco Bell. I mean, hung gutters, construction. And I remember, you know, there was four of us, four amigos, me, Rajir, Bernard, and Isaiah. We all went different paths, right? Isaiah, he went the military path, still serving our country. God bless you, Isaiah.
Shout out Isaiah.
You got Bernard, who actually lives in New York. He went the medical route. Okay. He does a lot of stuff in the medical field. His wife's an anesthesiologist. And then Rajil, he went the gang route. He ended up passing away from, you know, gang stuff. And then me, I went the athletic route, right? And I kept on working. So kept on working, go to the gym every day, take my classes. And then eventually the coach was like, "Hey, you want to do an amateur fight?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll do an amateur fight." And then, you know, remember...
Just that cool.
Just that cool? I was like, I was like, "Yeah, take an amateur fight, sure, why not?" I was like, "Hey, I got to make sure I get time off from work first, right?"
Yeah, right.
And my job was like, "Yeah, you can do that. It's fine. You have Saturday, Sunday off." It's like, perfect. Then I remember going out there, lacing up, and then going out there fighting. So, you know, the transition was like, it's like life. You can't just expect to drop everything and just go do something. Like, try following your passions. You got to continue to grind, working, you know, 40 hours a week.
What year was this?
This was like 2006, 2007.
2006, 2007.
So, yeah, I graduated from high school in 2005, and then I went right into it.
Oh, we're right around the same age.
Yeah, I'm 36, you're 33. So that's, but when you said Bret Hart,
Rock,
I was like,
that's our era. Yeah.
That's our era.
We're what they call geriatric millennials. That's what they refer to us. Well, not us, you. It's a 3-year period.
Oh my.
Yeah, I was a freshman when you were. We were in the same high school.
Yeah.
So that's the way I like break apart like age groups, right? Like,
gotcha.
It's like if we weren't in high school together, I'm not. Like, I can't date a girl that wasn't like you didn't go to high school any of the 4 years I was there. Yeah. There's so much missing. There's so much missing.
Yeah, that's funny you mention that because in that 3 years time, a lot of shit
that's what I'm saying.
happened.
If you think about it from the time, so I get to high school 03, 04.
Yep.
You're a senior, I'm a freshman.
Yep.
So we're all experiencing, you know, Get Rich or Die Trying together. The Ja Rule 50 Cent beef. I don't like that move. No, you gotta stop.
That's not right. There you go. We want a faster pace.
Oh man, this is why he's the champ.
So can you cut that out?
No, I want them to leave it in here. Leave it in, please. Leave it in.
I hope next time he's at the club, he's going like, "I got you, D. I got you."
And they like, "What the fuck is he doing?" I'm like, I don't know. He didn't come with me. DJ didn't come with me. I met him here. But the reason I asked is because to me music is so important.
Oh, 100%.
There's nothing I do in this life without music or now a podcast playing. But like I need it going, right?
Yep.
Keeps me centered, keeps me focused. Like I know I'm one of the few people I know that like read while listening to music. So it's like music is that's how you lull me to sleep. Play music. I sleep with music.
Yeah.
And I can always associate certain songs with certain times.
Yep.
So like throughout this transitional time, what's on your playlist? Which at that time we're burning CDs or iPod.
Oh my God!
You got the iPod Classic.
What was that? Damn, there was a thing. It was called pirate music all the time.
Yeah, Pirate Bay.
PirateBay.com.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Yes,
Pirate
sir.
Bay,
Yes. They got fucking shut down,
Just
man.
quick.
Because you can do music, video games,
all of it.
And
that was the first site that I remember you could torrent off of.
Yep.
So I was getting full videos and shit and putting it on the iPod Classic.
Yep. And I always put mine on a PS Vita.
Oh, the PS Vita. You took it back right there.
Yeah, I would break it, and then you just put whatever you want on there, and then that's what we were watching at work. And I'm like, what you doing, man? I was like, watching a movie while I'm fucking working. Don't worry about me. Fuck out of here.
Do what you're doing. I'm a team player.
But man.
But yeah, what was on that? What was on the playlist? What was
back then or now?
Back then.
I mean, like you said, it was 50 Cent, a little bit of Eminem, not Cash Money. Cash Money didn't come out till later, but Lil Wayne. Hot Boys was very big. Mystical at that time too.
Okay.
I mean,
can't listen to him now. He's canceled. He's out of here.
I
just wanted to put it out here.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to cancel DJ on my behalf. He's out of here. He doesn't listen to Mystical anymore.
No.
He's gone.
You know, oh God, a lot. Even Bad Boys. You know, 112.
Okay. You had the R&B playing while you was fighting, while you was training.
No, see, then it was like it's kind of hard to picture because when you went into the fighting, it was a little more rock and roll, right? Because
So I wrestled for 7th grade, Robert Moses Middle School. I wrestled 1 season.
Yeah.
I went 0 into all of them.
Yeah.
0 into all of them. I didn't win any of them.
Yeah.
I started off well.
Yeah.
I forget. I did the rest of the fight.
Yeah.
I would have a really good, until they blow that whistle, and I would always take the wrong position.
Yeah.
I'm like, I start me low.
Yeah.
I want to go here.
Yeah.
I would get folded the fuck up.
Yeah. Kanye West was a big part of it.
Yeah.
T.I.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Metallica was huge for the wrestling world.
No.
You wasn't listening to that coming out.
No, it wasn't Metallica. If it was anything, it was probably Eye of the Tiger. But
that's not really rock and roll.
I know.
That's
I know.
pop.
I mean, if I say Cody Cameron and Dance Gavin Dance were the 2 ones I listened to. You probably never heard of those guys.
Never heard of them.
But
big in Seattle?
No, they're not. No.
Grunge music didn't have any influence on you.
That was grunge music.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
Yep. All right. Seattle, this is your side. Just the music that put Seattle on the map.
Yeah.
You know? The Foo Fighters.
I've heard about it and listened to them.
Nirvana.
I know Nirvana, but I didn't listen to them.
Okay, good.
I listened to.
I know you grew up like me then. Okay.
Yeah, so I listened to a lot of hip hop, rap.
Yeah.
My mom was deaf, right?
Okay.
So she was deaf, and she listened to a lot of music, but she was deaf. But we had some big ass, those old school speakers, like
that sit up on the floor.
Sit up on the floor. The wood grain. And the big ass speakers. She would.
Zenith.
Might be that. I have no idea.
Okay.
But she would listen to music like that, and any that had a good beat.
It got her.
It got her because she can feel the vibration through her body, right? So I grew up, I didn't really care about the lyrics at all. I cared about the beat.
Which makes sense why you were so influenced by, you said like a lot of Southern or like beat, something that had a heavy 808, a heavy drum kick like Manny Fresh. So yes.
Yes, like Biggie, Tupac.
Yeah.
Like my mom loved California Love because it goes, California Love. Da-da-da. She knew she knew that beat, and then she'd go to the club and she goes, hey, what's this song? And she would read lips, and then that's how she would get it. But each time we're in the house, she would always play things at big old beats. So like for me, when it came to like Kendrick Lamar, like lyrically gifted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely beautiful. But the beats.
Dr. Dre production.
Yeah, but the beats didn't really hit me because the beats weren't like boom, boom. It just wouldn't hit me, right? Like 50 Cent in the club, like it had a very good beat.
Very
so
streamlined. Yeah.
It just got to me, right? So now, fast forward to 2022, I'm like enjoying Don Toliver because his style's a little bit different and he has that synthwave kind of voice or whatnot. I still love Kanye West. I like Future. I like Nav. I like who's the other guy I just started listening to? Future is the newest album I just listened to. Drake, I like old Drake. Not a big fan of the new Drake.
You wasn't messing with the dance album?
Nah.
That's a heavy beat.
But it's too.
It's these shoulders.
I don't know. There's
like watching you in the ring and the way you move so fluid.
Yeah.
It's nothing like you moving right now.
He's like, this motherfucker off beat like a motherfucker.
Like this, like I'm watching him in the ring and it's like you can't do, cause I'm gonna talk to you about it later, but it's like you can't really prepare for you in the ring, right? You're moving and it's smooth and you're switching positions so fluid with every step, right? Like I watch that. It's very hard to do, right? To every step you're in a new, you know what I mean? Where it would take other people like a few steps where you're doing it fluidly. Yeah. It's not coming through here. It's not.
He was gonna go there. He was gonna go there. I felt it. He was like, I'm gonna go home here. He goes, this motherfucker cannot dance. This is good. Put it right there.
God.
It's different. So, but music is a huge part of life. I mean, everything we do, and that's one thing. Like, I know everybody says fighting is something that all our cultures share and we love, but music is the same thing. That's one thing that all the cultures around the world, we all love it. Like when I go to Singapore, right? Like at the beginning, they're like, "Oh, you can't play rap music here," and I'm like, "What the fuck's the point of walking out?" Like it's a huge thing, you know. When I would come out to, I think it was Kanye West and Jay-Z, Who Gonna Stop Me? It was amazing. Watch Our Throne, an amazing album. Jay-Z was another one on my playlist. DMX was a huge thing. So now, you know, I'm open to all types of music. Right. Like I find myself now, you might laugh, I find myself listening to more like Lenny Kravitz. Okay. Just chilled music where he's just talking about life.
It makes sense.
You know,
you gotta like you have to like take all your aggression, all your chaos. And put it in 25 minutes. Yeah. It makes sense that you wanna.
Yeah, just chill and vibe out. Yeah. But it's always funny because when I go to the club, it's like, when I go to Vegas, I'm like, man, I wanna go to the club. And all they playing that Tiesto, that fucking EDM shit. And I'm like, I don't wanna dance to that. Like, how am I supposed to, you know, dance to that?
You shouldn't dance.
What you talking about, dog? You think,
You keep talking all this dancing shit.
None of this right here.
Oh my God! I'm not even watching. I'm watching on the camera. Oh my God! That looks painful.
He was like, I'm worried about his neck. But like, I remember when we go to One Oak. It was the only club in Vegas that played hip hop at the time I was going.
Used to be One Oak.
Yeah, and that shit would crack. But there'll be fights every fucking night. Every night because it puts you in that type of mood, you know? Like, move, get out. There he goes. There again. You doing that move again.
Your shoulders can stay where they're at. You say the song, you can sit. Oh, God. This is easily my favorite interview.
But yeah, I mean, I love music. Music's amazing.
Yeah. Okay. So we transition. Your first amateur fight, how do you do? Do you win?
Yeah, I win.
You win.
Yeah,
knockout?
Yeah, TKO.
Put him down.
Yeah, put him down. I went undefeated as an amateur. Then Muay Thai, shoot boxing, kickboxing.
How hard is it to learn all these different, or accommodate or acclimate is the word I'm using, acclimate to all these different fight styles?
It's pretty hard for some people, but for me it was pretty easy because I had rhythm. And I went there. Look, he was like, I'll see you, dog. I'll see you. It was easy for me because I was athletic.
Yes.
Right? Because I went from, in high school, I was a wrestler. Yes. Football, all that stuff. So I was able to transition. So when I did that, and when I was learning, I did mixed martial arts, and then we would do kickboxing, and we'd do Muay Thai, then we'd do wrestling, submission wrestling. So when it came to like competition-wise, you'd be like, okay, first fight is mixed martial arts, second fight's gonna be kickboxing, back to mixed martial arts, then shoot boxing. So I would go back and forth. Okay. And that's what kind of built my good base as a mixed martial artist.
You are the inaugural UFC bantamweight champion.
Flyweight.
I'm sorry. Flyweight champion. I want to talk to me about that honor. Obviously, it's an honor that you created for yourself because you had to win it. But you know, UFC becoming the global brand it is, you being the inaugural flyweight champion. How did that?
Yeah, it's pretty dope when you put it like that, because I remember when I got into the UFC, it was only 135 bantamweight, and then they was like, "Hey, we want to make a brand new division." And at the time, I just stopped working full time because you know when you're fighting, you're making, you know, when I fought Dom, it was 14-14. I lost, so I made 14 grand. Yeah. And then you know, 14 grand if you had kids, I don't have kids, but if you have a wife,
It's going quick.
yeah, it's gone quick.
That's the bills that piled up while you were training.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so becoming a flyweight and then winning a tournament and becoming the first champion first, I didn't ever envision myself being a champion.
Never.
Right? Never.
This whole time.
All the time.
So, okay, so stop for a minute. Usually, even myself, right? Everybody has a goal in mind as the basis level motivation, right?
Yep.
Like, I got kids, I got family, I got, I have this vision of myself where, at the end, I'm at the end of this, I'm sitting atop. You go to Times Square, you see my billboard. I'm on Good Morning America next to the rest of the cast, right? That's what's keeping me going.
Yep.
You are fighting amateur, then you go pro, and this whole time you don't see yourself as champion. So what's motivating you each fight?
Well, it was my passion to learn. Right? Like, because at the time when I was doing it, I was working full time and going to school full time.
What were you studying?
I was just getting my associate's degree. Okay. So I was going to get
liberal arts? Liberal arts then?
I guess you could say that. Okay. Over in Washington, it's like you get your 2-year degrees as an
then you pick your
major. Your major. Okay. And so I was doing that, but then once my grades started to fail, I was like, well, I love training. I'm not going to give that up, and I need to work because I need to make money. So peace out, school. I'm gone. So I kept on doing that, and then here I am, a professional athlete, and I make my way up to the world title fight as a bantamweight, and I lose that one. And then here I am going down to a lower weight class, my actual natural weight, and I'm not working full time, but I'm still like, hey, I'm joining the ride.
Right.
I don't know what it's going to take me, but we're going to just go with it.
You and your wife are not married.
We are married.
You're married.
We are married.
What is she saying at this time? Because this is before the lights and the glitz and the GOAT.
Yeah, but prior to that, before we got married, she says, hey, there's going to come a point in time where you have to get a real fucking job. Because I was making $10.76 an hour at a construction plant. I was like, okay, I understand that. Because I was making like $16 an hour. And then back in 2008, that was good money. Right? But I was like, I'm not happy. I'm at the gym getting my rounds in. Like, I want to be training. That's what I want to do. So I quit that construction job and went and got a different construction job making, $6 less. Okay. And so, but there was a point in time she was like, hey, if this doesn't work out, you gotta go get a real job, right? And I was like, okay, I got you. And sure enough.
And it's just you and her?
Just me and her.
Kids.
No kids yet, right? Then eventually, time fast forward. Here I am, still never thought I'd be a world champion. And then I joined the tournament, and the winner, gets it. And I guess you say I'm a pessimist. That's the one you don't.
Yeah, that's when you're looking for the worst to happen.
The worst to happen, right? I always prepare myself for the worst. And I think it comes from my mom. She kind of ingrained that in me. And I remember when they and new Demetrious Johnson, and I was like, oh shit, it happened. Look at that, it happened. I can't believe it. Hey, Bob, hey. Because my background, I come from where I came from, it was never heard of, as you can say, right?
Right.
There was no
boxer.
There was no boxer or role model to look up to.
Or even like NBA champ from Seattle, where you're like,
yeah.
Because what y'all had
Seattle Supersonics,
and y'all went to the finals one year,
and that was
with
it.
Gary Payton and Sean Kemp.
Yep.
But I mean, I still had the glove and the rainman for a few years to where like.
Yeah, but I was a little bit into basketball because my sister.
Okay.
But as being.
But that wasn't the thing. That wasn't inbred. Like that wasn't Seattle's inbred thing.
Well, you think about it, like if you've been raised in a household where your mom and dad are there, the dad's probably gonna watch some type of combat sports, right? Like so, boxing, right? You see Mike Tyson, doing his bob and weave, and next thing you know, it's like, man, I want to get in boxing. I want to be just like Mike Tyson or Floyd Mayweather. That was never the case for me because my mom didn't watch boxing. There was no combat sports in my house.
And your dad wasn't.
My dad wasn't in my life.
Gotcha.
And so. Me going off and doing this thing and this journey, mind you, my friends all went all separate ways. So we're so tight and hella cool, but usually you have your buddy with you and whatnot. And here I am, a world champion in one of the biggest promotions in North America, the UFC. So it was amazing to be the inaugural. So forever, I'll always be etched in time, just like George Washington, being the first president.
Like that's so when the opportunity came to sit with you, I was like, when it said your name, I was like. And I want to,
He was like, can he dance? Nope, nothing but.
Listen, I did not need you to dance. I didn't need to know that. Actually, that was like, all right. All right. That looks painful.
He gonna make me self-conscious. I'm at home driving. I'm like, he said the shoulders ain't got.
You gotta just drop him a little bit of salt. All right.
It's my posture.
Drop your shoulder. All right, no shoulders needed. Right now, we're seeing, I think just with social media explosion, we're seeing more people get into the sport.
Yep.
Does it bother you how people are getting in?
No, not at all. I think the more the merrier. You know what I mean? Everybody's always giving slack against Jake Paul, him like, oh, he's not a true fighter and all that stuff. I was like, if anything, he's helping, bring, eyeballs to the sport, right? Like, my kids know who Jake Paul is more than they know who John Jones is. Right? Just because of, Fortnite, YouTube, gaming and stuff. But now, if they see Jake Paul getting ready to fight like that, Jake Paul's not the fighter. I'm like, how the fuck you know who Jake Paul is? Huh? We don't watch no damn Disney Channel, right? So I think it's good. So I think if anybody, they see the sport on social media and they're like, hey, I'm gonna try that, hey, more power to them, man. I'm always supporting about people just getting into different things and bettering their lifestyle, but martial arts.
Makes sense. All right, make me a pro, and then we go on inside before you kill me.
Okay, we're gonna do 1, 2, 1, 2, fade, 2, angle, 6.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Fade.
Oh, no, stay here. Fade.
Yep. 2, angle, 6.
Okay.
Hup. And move. There you go. Okay, you got it, baby. One more time for the road. Hup. Good job.
Get inside.
I make $1 million off this guy. Just get him fighting, right?
Okay, you win the belt.
Yep.
You're you're on many fronts. You're the first.
Yep.
First combat fighter from Seattle to win this title.
Yep.
The obviously your name is etched in UFC history. Obviously where you're from. The next day after winning this, what's that like?
Shit, you wanna know what? Shit, after we won it, it was in Toronto. It was like 2 a.m. after the press conference. We went back to the hotel, packed our shit, and went to the airport and slept on the airport ground, waiting for our flight to go home.
Where was the belt?
Oh, it's in one of the bags.
Oh, you didn't?
I don't do that shit. I hate when I see fighters do that. It goes, a dream come true. I was like, but, yeah. It was in the bag, so, yeah. Just went home, man. Just went home and chilled.
Okay. So then you're in UFC for about how long after that?
Shit. I started 12. I got 2018, so about 7, 8 years.
And
yeah,
8
years.
And throughout that time, like we said outside, you're seeing different personalities and different people come through there. You're racking up these wins, and then it becomes time for you to transition.
Yep.
And you go over to the one. Mm-hmm. What is that conversation like when you have to tell UFC, Dana White, that I'm going over here to this other promotion?
Well, it was a trade, and they were kind of happy with it, I think, because they got Ben Askren for me, and Ben Askren was able to go off and win a couple fights. He was a good talker, a good promoter, and he was able to go off and make Jorge Masvidal star, and through that star, another star was born through Kamal Usman, and then for me to go over one championship, an amazing promotion, organization. We share the same values and morals. It's not just mixed martial arts. It's kickboxing, Muay Thai, boxing.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I followed you on UFC. I knew nothing about the one.
Sometimes I get confused. I'll see guys fighting, and I'm like, why didn't you take it a fucking down? I'm like, oh shit, it's Muay Thai. My bad.
Right, because like the first round to be Muay Thai, and the second round to be something. It's like
that was my fight against the mixed. Sometimes they'll do that. The mixed rules fight. They'll do that, right? Where it might be something special, but. I knew over there I'll have a better opportunity to grow. Because imagine if you're out here, you're killing it through your music. Everybody knows you. It's like, okay, it's time for the rest of the world to hit me. Yeah. We're going to do a tour in Europe, boys. But, man, we ain't never gone to fucking Europe. Mousy goes, we're going to make a big print on me, right? So you want to go over there and build your brand. So that's kind of how I felt like. And all the best fighters in the world have done that. They've either competed in Asia first, they finished career in America. I started my career in America, and I'm going to finish it in Japan. I'm not in Japan, but Asia.
So you spoke about Ben Askren being a good talker and a good fighter. As you know, as I did my research, the most talking I seen you do was against I forgot I don't know how to pronounce the name. It's here. The one that took you out with the knee.
Adrian Moraes.
That was the most talking I seen you do. Mm-hmm. Is there a method behind that madness? Do you have to build your character the same way like a WWE guy?
No.
Or sometimes like
no, you can. It's good for the cameras. But for me, where I come from, it's like you talk shit, you get your ass beat. And think you might be referring to another athlete I was talking shit to because he was talking shit to me. It's probably John Dotson, another black guy. He was talking shit to him. And another guy named Ray Borg, he was talking shit too. So I don't even have it. But I try not to do that, right? Because I respect all my opponents, right?
You do.
I do.
You go check on your opponents. Like, I've seen that. Like, I'm like, fuck him, you just won. What the fuck are you going to check on him for?
It's the culture, right? It's humility, right? We want to make sure. At the end of the day, we're all human, we're all athletes. I want to see everybody eat, whether it's at my table.
And then y'all bow together after the win, no matter who wins.
Absolutely. It's all about respect over there. So for me, I just want to make sure everybody's good, they eat good, and yeah.
I want to talk about how you say his name again?
Adrian Moraes.
That fight. Your debut put him to sleep. Then you're choking guys out. You're doing your thing. You're putting everybody who doubts you, or like I was telling you before we started recording, the announcers over there. No matter how many fights you win, they speak almost as if they want you to lose. If they're waiting for that moment for you to take a big hit or go down. Yeah. In every fight, you didn't do that. You did the opposite. You persevered. You won. Yep. This fight specifically, you were. At least from my knowledge, from my my research on you, this was the only fight I've seen you be at a disadvantage, just because the guy was a bit taller, a bit longer than you. Yeah. And I feel like that is what put you at that disadvantage. That fight right there, is it not a stain, but does that stick with you? Does that loss specifically stick with you?
It doesn't stick with me. I mean, it sucks to have my first career knockout loss or whatnot, but it's part of life, right? Like, we can do everything we want to make sure we want to succeed in life. But you never know how the person's going to react until they suffer a loss or suffer a setback in their career. And for me, I just look at it as a learning lesson, right? It's like, got knocked out, go home, get back to work, and then now we have another opportunity. August 26th, Amazon Prime, 161. See if we come home with gold this time.
Nah, I'm pretty sure you will, as long as you don't dance. No. When you win, just dance. Just do that for me, and I'll feel special. Oh no, never mind. I need you to do when you win. I need you to do this shit right here, and I'll be like, that was for me. I'm like, I told y'all that was me, boy. I told you I know the champ. Y'all playing with me. But it's not that I want to harp on it, right? Yeah. It's like you said, you always learn something from the loss. You always learn something. So I want to talk about the morning after the loss, right? Are you a bit more humble? Are you walking on eggshells? Are you does it do anything to your personality?
Nope, because even when I win, it's the exact same. Like, I saw a quote, a gentleman won the world championship. Took him 2 weeks to text everybody back. Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man. He lost the belt. Took him 20 minutes. Text everybody back. So for me, when I win, it's the same people texting me. When I lose, the same people texting me, right? Small circle. Nobody gets in, nobody gets out. It's not like, so the day after I lost, it was like, oh, shit, it is what it is. And everyone's like, man, it was a good fight, man. That knee you took. I was like, yeah, it was a good knee, man. It is what it is. Last time I fought, when I choked out Rod Tank, man, I can't believe you choked him out. I was like, told y'all. I was like, you be tough as fuck, but when you cut that blood.
But you also said it, though. You said, and I felt like that what the quote I'm about, you said, that first minute is going to be hell for you.
Yes.
And I thought that was the most, I hate the word humble, but I feel like that was the most self-aware thing I've ever heard a fighter or anyone, a champion, anyone at the top. That's the most self-honest thing I've ever heard. For you to say, like, I'm going into this and I'm the big dog and all that. Yep. But that first 2 minutes, that's going to be hell for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I think being self-aware and being honest with yourself is only going to set you up better in life, right? Like, I'm okay if this might sound weird. It's okay if somebody's better than you in something.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
Like, and so that's
you can't control that.
Can't control that, right? So, like, with the Rod Tank fight, I was like, I know the first 3 minutes, the first round is gonna be hell, because you're a Muay Thai star. Like, this is what you do every day. But I guarantee that second round, it's gonna be the opposite. It's gonna be hell for you, because you're in a different. What's what I'm looking for? A different atmosphere that you're not used to. Where I live in the chaos of this. Yeah. So for me,
I live in the chaos of this. I like that.
Yeah. So like even like with Adriano fight, like. It's humbling. I've always been humbled. So when I lost, it's like, does it sting? Of course it stings. Of course, right? But I'm not gonna wear that badge of defeat on my shoulder. It's like, yeah, I lost, and it is what it is. We'll move forward to get it again.
What is your and this, you know, if it's giving away too much, you know, to any other fighters, obviously I get it if you can't answer, but you have a fixation with putting their back up against that gate. Like, is that a mental thing outside of just a good fighting technique? Because I've seen you do it in all. You find a way to put them on the floor, put them on their butt, and put them right up against that gate. And then at that point, they're at you're looking for that kimono lock, or you're looking to choke them out.
Yep. It's just my style. It's like I always press forward, they back up, then they run into the cage, right? And there's nowhere they can go when their back's into the cage. And I'm just a high volume pressure fighter. Like, I'm always pressing forward, and I'm throwing a lot. I'm trying to overwhelm your system. Once I overwhelm your system, then it's only a matter of time till, you know, things start to happen. Yeah,
and then is that your natural way of attacking life?
No, because you got to be more strategic. This is a 25-minute gig I got to get done. You know what I mean? Do life, you know, you can take it slow, pull back a little bit, ask questions, think about it, and there it's like, all right, ready, go. Right. And you got to go. You have 5 minutes. You get a minute to recollect yourself, game plan, how you're going to approach it different. But in life, I like to approach things a little bit different.
All right. Well, right now, you know, you get ready to go to Singapore. Yep. You got the fight coming up on the 26th. What's on that playlist right now? Well, what has you doing all of this weird shit? Like, give me the 5 songs. Oh, God. What's going on? Give me, like, the top 5 songs right now that's running.
Top 5 on this song's going, Recap by Don Toliver and Nav. Man, God. I'm Coming Out to Keep It Burning by Future and Kanye West.
Oh, off of the I Never Liked Your Album.
I never liked your album. I like that. That's a good album. I'll let you just sitting there with his fucking. Coming out to that song. We also got Flocky Flock. Okay. I love that one. Yeah, Travis Scott's a huge inspiration for me too. I like his stuff.
It sounds like it. The controlled chaos of it all. Yeah. It feels like Travis, you know.
He's kind of chaotic.
Yeah.
Like
but it's a controlled chaos.
Yes.
It's like it's a big fire, but it's a fireball.
Yes. If you had Travis Scott back when 50 Cent and Hot Boys and all those guys are, he's like doing all that shit. Everybody's like, boy, if you don't take your ass down, sit your ass down, right? It's totally different. Right. Where he has his own style. Right. So those are the 3 songs. And then I got some rock and roll stuff. I got Current Events by Dance Gavin Dance, which talks about the current events of life and how people are always like, smash that like, and get stuff done. And then I have Love Murder 1 by Cody Gabriel.
Okay. So. All right. So before I let anybody go, I give this opportunity, I give this platform, because I wouldn't have this platform if it wasn't for people reaching back and people being like, hey, I support this guy over here. So I give everybody the same opportunity. So I want you right now, look at this camera, and I want you to shout out upcoming stars, whatever you're into, whatever you got your eye on, but it's somebody that's upcoming, you want to show some love. It's your time to shout them out right now.
Yeah. I just want to show love to Mouse. Let me come on the podcast and shout out to you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitch, Mighty Gaming, also on Twitter. My name, I think it's Mighty Mouse, and then on Instagram it's Mighty. And make sure you check out my fight on Amazon Prime 161, Adriano versus Johnson 2.
And he's gonna win. And he's gonna do this shit after he wins. Oh my God. All right. No. Okay. Oh, now he's added the arms. Oh yeah. It's gotten awkward. We'll see y'all next time with Mouse Jones.
Thanks, man.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
This is getting awkward.
It was that. Everything. It messed it up.
Now I'm gonna go home like, babe, this is bad.
She was like, no, I love it. I love it.
She was like, I love that, babe. That's your move.